If it seems like I'm a little bit hyper, I just had a whole monster. What's going on, Paint.society, and welcome to another video. I've been watching a lot of YouTube on how to grow my channel and make my videos more interesting. So it says in one of the tips to get right into it. So that's what we're doing. We're painting this bumper right now, okay? We're gonna get super technical with this video. I've been reading all of your comments. I appreciate it, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about pressures. I'm gonna talk a little bit about ounces, some gun setup, that type of thing. We have a simple job here, just a bumper. It's already been sanded with 400 grit on a DA. I'm gonna show you what I use right here. Guys, you're gonna wanna check this out. This is a 3M prepping pad, okay? Now, this prepping pad right here, okay, it's a hard pad, okay? We have the hard pad, and then we have the soft pad. Let me show that to you. So the hard pad right here is the 3M prepping pad. It's, I'm trying to get the number, can't get the number on it. But anyways, this is gonna help you with your prepping to make sure that you have a nice uniform scratch. And for any of those areas where you have a little contour, you can put the interface pad on, which it gives it a little bit of a cushion. So remember, when you have your DA and your prepping pad, you wanna use this only for final finishes because it's not gonna get the cut you want when you're using it for body filler. So we wanna use that pad when we're prepping the bumper, okay? So let's go out to the vehicle. Now, talk to you guys about doing your spray out card. Here's a spray out card I did for another vehicle, and it's the same color for a different vehicle because Acura and Hondas are similar. And we're gonna check it out, and if it's good, we're gonna mix it, get some color on this bumper because it needs to go by tomorrow. So let's check this out. I would say, I'm not sure how it's coming up here on the camera, but it's a really good match here in person. See, this is NH830M. This is L1. So that is the formula I use. Okay, so we're ready to spray sealer. Remember, sealer is that little bit of that cushion that's gonna help out with any chips. Now, when we spray the sealer, I'm looking for the best color to our spray out card. And this is what I did. I took a color here and I matched it up. So this way I know I'm not gonna use as much paint. I'm saving the company money. Also, I'm gonna have a quicker product with less sand piling. And what sand piling means is putting on multiple coats to get it to cover, not allowing enough flash time, and then you start to get a dry surface, especially in a metallic finish. Now, sand piling is a little bit more evident when you are blending. But for this purpose and for any purpose other, we're gonna use a sealer. Now, the particular sealer we're gonna use, the amount is about 10 ounces. 10 ounces will cover it. We are going to use our Tecna. When I set up my Tecna, right here, I have my fan all the way to the left, all the way open. And I keep it there for the most part, just hit it a little bit. These guns don't have the biggest fan pattern, so I don't wanna dial it in too much. Fan, remember, hold the trigger, dial it. What you're gonna do is wiggle it out to the left, unwind it, hold the trigger. As soon as you feel pressure or resistance on the trigger, right now, if I can't move it, I know I'm wide open now, okay? So I'm gonna go one turn from wide open. My gun is set up. I'm gonna run this around 26 PSI. Get the sealer mixed up. Let's start to apply it. Okay, we're jumping right into the booth here. The first thing you want to do, you want to tack it, get off any of that lint, okay? I should be wearing gloves, but my hands are a little bit muggy. Gloves won't go on at the moment, so. All right, so what we're gonna do here now is use our neutralizer, sends a neutralized air to the panel and gets rid of any sort of static. All right, if it seems like I'm a little bit hyper, I just had a whole monster. Yeah. So anyways, we're gonna apply that sealer now, right around 27 PSI, 26. We've got the fan just about wide open. I've got this one turn in from wide open. And I'm gonna get about 4 to 5 inches away. Remember, as you get closer, all right, you gotta move faster. As you're further away, you move a little slower, but you don't wanna get too far. Panel, here, just about right here, okay? I'm gonna spray a little bit and show you. Okay? See that right there? You wanna spray right here. Now if you look, okay, the droplets are very fine. We want fine, small droplets so that it lays smoother. You do that by dialing in and getting your air pressure right. If you're throwing big droplets, they're gonna be too big, they're not gonna join together, and you're gonna have a rough finish. For example, orange peel. So you want very, very, very fine. You have to look at what you're doing. See how fine they are? Can't even see, okay? How many coats? Well, that depends. This is covering really well. I see my black areas are going away, so I'm ready to roll, 1 coat only. That's it. It does not need any more. Just because you have more in the gun does not mean you need to put it on. You're gonna overload the product, number one. It's gonna take longer to dry, all right? And what you want is thin, medium wet coats. That's all you need. Let the gun do the work. So now we're gonna flash. Gonna flash it at 110 degrees. You don't need flash, all right? The whole point of what I'm trying to show you guys is that you don't need a fancy booth. You don't need any of that. I want you guys to go out there and to start painting. It doesn't matter what it is, but the easiest thing you can paint in your own garage is probably like a bumper, because you can get a bumper for dirt cheap. If you mess it up, who cares? It's not a part of a car, okay? So that's why this whole channel, I'm trying to show you guys what to do. So take a look at this. This is glossy right now, okay? It is gonna dry semi-matte. Okay? While it's drying, I am mixing paint. I just got that paint mixed up. Gonna throw it here on the mixer. I'm actually gonna use the same gun for base coat. I really like the Tecna. I also love the DV1 for base coat, but just for a bumper, I'm gonna save some time without having to go clean out 2 guns. I can use the same gun. So in the future, what I'm gonna do is a thorough gun cleaning video. Gonna show you how you can have a 10-year-old gun that still sprays brand new. But in between coats, all I wanna do is clean it out with a little bit of lacquer thinner, and it looks like I gotta clean that out because that is a little bit full. Clean it out with a little bit of lacquer thinner. Wanna go all the way in. This is just a quickie in between coats. You can take off the actual, woo! Man. Yeah. You take it off, it's clean, but you can give a little bit of that. When we're all done, we'll actually break it down. Like I said, I'll get a video for you guys with a gun cleaning toolkit, show you how to do that in the future. So we're ready to go. We're gonna step right into the booth. We're gonna get that paint off of the actual mixer. Now the mixer only goes one way, so when I take it off, I like to go the other way. Gonna come over here, hit my spray. It was at 120 degrees. You don't need that, but it does help get things in and out. Take this off. These are PPS 2.0 cups. I'll be talking about them in the future a little bit. They are great cups. I'll show you exactly how to use them. A lot of people didn't like them at first, but it really is just user error. That's all it is. Okay, stepping back into the booth here, you can tell it's completely flashed. It's ready for our base coat. So, same settings, all right? Fan wide open, just about. One turn in. I'm not even gonna mess with the pressure. I'm just gonna watch what it does. And all we're gonna do here is 2.5 coats. I went and mixed up 16 ounces of this just in case. I don't want to have to go back and paint it. Any left over we'll keep and we can use it on another job. Okay? Watch, same thing right here. Long passes. Now I don't like the way it's coming out. It's kind of like starved a little bit. I'm gonna take this this fluid and open it up a little bit. And I feel like the pressure, it's blowing too much air. So I'm just gonna lower it a little around 22 PSI, okay? And I'm gonna cut this bumper into 3 areas. 1, 2, 3. Top to bottom, each one. Okay, do you see this beautiful transition right here? This is why you use the right color sealer for the particular color. Less coats, remember that. Overlap about 80%, 75 to 80%. Let the gun do the work. You are a robot. All you do is guide the gun to where it needs to go. You set it up properly, you guide it. It will do the work for you. Last section. Okay, first coat is on. I'm gonna allow this to flash for about a couple minutes. I used a medium reducer, so it's gonna flash off pretty quick. Then we're gonna come back in here, put another coat on, and then a drop coat, and then okay, back here in the booth, it's all flashed off. You're gonna see me do one more coat, and then a half coat, which is about 12 inches. I don't change anything on the gun. It's just an orientation and make sure all my metallics are nice and even. So let's get that right now. Okay, so you just saw the base get applied. Now, the whole point of this video is to get technical by answering some of your questions that we see in the comments. The whole point of Paint.society is to create that community, not the community where I just talk and don't answer. So that's what I'm all about here. So I read each and every comment. I try to do videos just the way you're asking, and I'm trying to answer some of those questions. So I got a lot of questions on how many ounces to use, what pressure, how to set it up, what guns. So for this particular car, I used for sealer and for base, I just used your good old copper. It's a workhorse. This is a fantastic first gun that can do everything. Now, I wouldn't recommend spraying primer and all your colors out of one gun. I would get a little bit of a cheaper gun, which I will recommend to you. The Vilbis Finish Line. This gun is over 4 years old. Clean it out each and every time. It sprays primer really well. You can get it for just about under $200. Don't go totally cheap on your primer gun. And the reason why is guys say it's just a primer gun, and that's fine. I went through 3 cheap primer guns when I first started because I thought the same exact thing. The problem was it sprayed great. That wasn't the issue. But the materials inside, what it was made of, the metals, the primer ate through like nothing. So you want the components of the actual physical gun to withstand to those solvents and hardeners and whatever that goes into the paint, so that it won't actually get eaten alive through the thinner and everything that we go to wash it out. So I went through 3 guns. I could have bought a primer gun. So guys, get yourself a Finish Line if you want to save some money for a primer. I recommend this gun. Now you can get whatever gun you like. We're all not gonna have the same one. So let's just review real quick. You saw me sealer. I used same settings. Fan wide open, 1 turn in, about 25 PSI. Then I went to base. Went to spray my base and I'm like, I don't like the way it's spraying. It was atomizing a little bit too much for my base coat, and I wanted to send a little bit less air and a little bit more material. So I took my pressure and I bumped it down a couple PSIs, and what that did is it sent less, it restricted air, and it put more fluid, okay? And then I softened up the pattern. I actually opened up the fluid a little bit to send a little bit more, and I slowed down. And then I got a nice orientation on my color. And that's one of the things you can do if you feel like it's not coming out right. Just tighten up your pattern a little bit. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna hit it up with clear coat. Now, I told you guys, you know, the clear coats we use a little bit thicker and they require the WS400. I'm still gonna stick with the WS400 for this one because I know it works. So when I set up my WS400, this one's a little bit different. Please follow these. I got this from Motivated Painters. He's fantastic. Is that something right there? Okay. Fan on this. Open it all the way up. Okay? 3 turns. 1, 2, 3. This gun performs awful when the fan is open wide. It's too big. Fluid, same deal. Open all the way. Close when you start to get that, when you get that resistance right here. I can't turn it anymore. Gonna set it wide open right now. I'm gonna do 1 more turn. 3 turns in, 1 turn in from wide open. PSI 33. Let's spray some clear. Okay guys, did I mention how much I hate GoPro? I spend so much money on it between different chips and it's ridiculous. It freezes. It missed the first coat of clear. But that's okay. I'm gonna get you on the second one. I'm gonna say everything I said all over again. It's just gonna be shiny before we go in there, all right? So let's get you on the head. Okay, so I sprayed the first coat and I'm over here and I realized it wasn't putting out the way I wanted, so I opened up the fluid a little bit. I turned down the pressure. I mixed up 16 ounces of this. This is after 1 coat. We're about to go in there right now, spray the second coat, okay? Now when you spray, same thing. Look at, I want right here. That's where I want, the pattern is best. That is where there is the most atomization, okay? That's the first coat. We're gonna do the same thing. Watch how I spray this. Section 1, 2, 3. It doesn't really matter if you do top to bottom, bottom to top. All you're gonna do is spray this as if nothing is here, okay? So watch, here. Watch my pass. Spraying it, staying consistent like a robot, okay? The further away, right here, the pattern, it's dry. It's dry right here. If I spray this right here, it's gonna land dry. If I spray it right here, that's where it's wet. So that's what I wanna focus on. Keep it moving. second coat, and hey guys, I apologize about that first coat, not getting it. Once I put that camera on my head, I don't know what it's doing, and unfortunately it happens, but you know, I don't want to miss the opportunity to really teach you guys a lot of things, and I hope you're learning something from these videos. Now, before I show you that video, before I show you that bumper, remember, the whole point of this channel is to educate and for you guys to get out there. I don't consider myself a professional. I battled so much to learn, and the one thing I did not do is give up. Okay, I don't have any training. I trained myself, and I learned a lot from the internet. So my reasoning behind this channel is to give back to those that want to learn, that have that same passion and thirst to want to do good with paint. So guys, get out there, learn something. This is Brian from Paint.society reminding you, don't overthink it, it's just paint. Let's check it out, and we'll see you on the next one.